Hello, this is Jiwoo, and I'll be presenting my midterm project to a topic in Internet of Things and drones and its application. So what is unmanned aerial vehicles? An UAV is an aircraft without a human pilot on board, and they're a component of an unmanned aircraft systems, which includes UAV, a ground-based controller, and a system of communication between the two. And they can be operated with various degrees, whether it's controlled by a human operator or a computer programmed, which is referred as an autopilot. And if you see the picture on the right, that is the UAV used by the US Force to relay intelligence, surveillance, and all the data to fight units on the ground. And here is a timeline of drone history where the first pilotless aircraft, the Hewitt-Sperry, was successfully flew in 1916 during the World War I phase, demonstrating that UAV flights were possible. And they were controlled through gyroscopes, and because it was during the wartime, it was mainly intended to act as a flying bomb for U.S. military training purposes. And in 1930, the U.S. Navy started to begin developing the first UAV systems that were radio controlled, and 10 years later, the radio plane OQ-2 UAV was manufactured for use in World War II, which the 15,000s of drones were built for an army, and that was the first large-scale UAV production in the history. And skipping on to 1985, the U.S. military launched a large UAV development program for research purposes after seeing that the very useful functions of the drone during the last two wars. And in 2006, a year after Hurricane Katrina, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration gave an authorization to use the UAV drones in civilian airspace for the first time, so that they saw a huge benefit of using drones in such a disaster cases. And in 2013, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos stated that he plans to implement delivery drones to send products to Amazon customers. And today, drones are just continuously being used in research for better technology development. And this is the growth of the UAV market. North America remains a leading country in the largest market for UAV, as one of the main factors for its increasing its usage is for border and immigration surveillance camera, as you know, that North America requires much attention between the border of Mexico and Canada, and so the demands for drones are just dramatically increasing over the years. And also other sectors, like commercial sectors for logistics and transportation, agriculture and disaster management, is also seeing that much of growth of being used of drone. So this is like the drone components image. So as you can see, the drone, it has a frame, and within the frame it has the power distribution board, flight controller, motor that runs the little wings, and has a receiver and FPV transmitter. And I'm pretty sure that it has like little antenna as well for all those the communications between the controller and the drone. So the purpose of drones is that these robotics UAVs can operate without a pilot on board. So it can the drone's level range can really be either remotely pilot to advanced. So it relies on a systems of sensors and LiDAR detectors to calculate its moment So it's very useful. Like the very close range drones are usually have like the ability to travel even up to 3 miles. So they're usually used by like people for recreation purposes, and close range drones have range of around 30 miles to, and then the short range drones can travel even up to 90 miles and be used primarily for intelligence gathering and for like data purposes. And different drones have a lot of capable of traveling varying heights and distances, and because drones can be controlled remotely and can be flown at varying distances and height, they make very perfect candidate to take on some of the toughest job in the world, especially like delivery during the after like the disaster where roads are severely damaged, so either truck drivers or delivery man can't get to the area that needs the supplies. So drones have made their ways into our society in a lot of ways, and can even sometimes be served as an entertainment for hobbyists and vital tools for photographers. And I'll talk about one of the biggest three segments of drone, and one of them is drones in agriculture. Agriculture drones transform modern farming by cutting down the number of working hours spent by humans and increasing efficiency in certain aspects of the farming process. So the farmers can grow more crops while using less, and in order to do this, a lot of data collection needs to be done. So agriculture drones, since they're equipped with technology like infrared cameras, GPS and navigation systems, and automated flight planning, they can carry out multiple tasks from crop monitoring to planting, managing livestock, and monitoring for health issues, crop spraying, and more. And next big usage of drones is in shipping and delivery. So delivery drones are used to transport packages, food, or other goods. And in November 2020, the Federal Aviation Administration, they gave a criteria for type certification for delivery drones, so they can be utilized for commercial operation, and only 10 named drone manufacturers were given this type of certification, and one of them was Amazon and the drone made by Lockheed Martin, LMT. So drones can also be used in storm tracking and forecasting hurricanes and tornadoes. And so with the storm drones flying through different parts of an atmosphere at different altitude, gathering data, the weather collectors can accurately predict the weather conditions weeks, even days ahead of time. Especially with big storms like tornadoes, they're hard to predict. On average, it takes about 16 minutes notice for residents to take cover and shelter themselves, which is not enough for family to evacuate and shelter. So using these drones, the weather casters are hoping to gather and supply real-time weather data to shorten the time it takes to issue a notice from 16 minutes to 1 hour. So during that case, this sensor is put in to the drone, and it's called drop sondes. So the drones equipped with the sensors are flown into sky, and they're dropped as if it's a little small parachute. So, and it can collect a couple of data from pressure, temperature, and humidity. Some of the risk of drone usage, biggest thing is safety is the biggest concern. You know, with the moving propellers and the other sensors powered through battery, drones can be labeled dangerous if it's not used properly. So some of the big companies like Amazon and UPS, even though they want to move forward with using the drones in our community, they have to research thoroughly and make sure that it is safe for everyone to be used. And in 2017, there were about 385 drones accidents in the US itself. So to prevent any public damage by the usage of drones, the FAA requires remote identifications for drones and other guidance so that people can follow the guidelines and rules while flying UAV. While high-level technology devices can be rewarding, they have to be used wisely with safety concerns. So this is the remote pilot certification from the FAA, and you do not need a license if you are just flying drones for recreation purposes. But other than that, you definitely need the license to carry out this technology. And future perspective of drones is that as technology advances, drones will become more durable and advanced, accommodating heavier loads for like delivery purposes and thriving in various environment conditions. So the drone revolution will change the way in which we conceive and comprehend logistics and transportations, with more industry being exposed to advantages of drone technology will be invested heavily to accomplish various other tasks. And the picture on the right you can see is the first taxi drone was flown in South Korea, and they're hoping to have this system ready at least by 2025. Thank you.